Going on, everyone? Goofy here, joined with my man Clutch.
We're back,
and we got a fantastic match on the horizon. I'm gonna start it off by saying it's Kratos versus Suspector. So
a little bit of a rivalry.
That's the big thing. But on the wider scale, we got eUnited taking on Falling Esports. Obviously, eUnited coming off of a strong performance in day number 1, 3-0, taking down Cloud9 in the pools right now. So sitting good if you're an eUnited fan, but Falling Esports, right? Clutch, I know you've had a chance to cast a lot of these players over the course of the last few months. And tell me a little bit about this Falling Esports roster, because we all know about eUnited.
Yeah, Carmea, he's going to be an individually talented, up-and-coming player in the scene. This could be a nice roster for him to end up placing the highest placing he's ever had in HCS history, or in his young career, I'd say. Ixchana has been a player that's online in a lot of the tournaments that I've watched. He's impressed me with individual plays. Is that going to be something he's able to do against the likes of eUnited? Is a big question coming into the series, because these guys, they have skill. But like you know, Faisal, on your come up, on the journey to trying to accomplish some of the goals, getting top 12, getting to Worlds, something like that would be massive for Falling Esports this weekend. I'm not sure if that's in the cards, but you know they have hopes and dreams, and eventually you break through. Is this going to be an opportunity to create that upset, to create absolute chaos in this pool? As we take a look at how Pool D and the rest of the scene's going, right now Falling Esports already playing the rest of the pools, or rest of Pool D, I'm sorry, Faisal, and 0-3, not a good look, especially when you're going up against the #1 seed in your pool now, having eUnited taking down Cloud9. The bad seems to get worse at times.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, you're these open bracket teams making it into pool play. That in itself, you know, you're so far ahead, and it's a great step in the right direction, but not a great way to start off the pools. Is actually looking at the entire all these pools, and you're seeing, you know, some of these the teams that haven't been able to get a win yet, hoping that they could try to scratch and claw their way to a win. Falling Esports has a tall order than right now, going up against eUnited. Obviously, the boys sniped down Ryan Noob, Rain. These guys have been on fire all weekend, and of course Suspector, as we got him taking on his old duo Kratos. Taking a look now at the series layout. Clutch starting things off with Live Fire Oddball. Game 2 will be Aquarius Slayer, followed by King of the Hill Recharge, and if we need it, Stronghold Streets and Slayer Recharge. So Oddball, Live Fire, tell us a little bit about this game type, how to play it, what are the keys to success, and what these teams are going to need to do to try to get a win.
Yeah, I think eUnited is going to show us a masterclass here in Game 1. If you are eUnited, you want that Oddball to be Game 1. They get it in the series. It may not be an intimidating opponent, but if you're Falling Esports, the last thing you wanted to do is see Oddball, because of how much structure you need to have success and the efficiency of the objective in this game type. eUnited, known for their structure, known for their efficiency. I would expect them to have such a dominant win here in Game 1. And if you're Falling Esports, you desperately need something to spark here, as you're 0-3 in this pool, looking to go potentially 0-4. This one, it's a rivalry like we talked about, Faisal. Kratos versus Suspector, it's personal, and you know Suspector wants this one just as bad, and that's the worst part about it, is eUnited has everything in front of them if they can advance undefeated in this pool. And here we go into gameplay, as Ryan Noob's going to kick this one off. Let's see how the tensions can cut through with the gameplay.
Here we go, game number 1, eUnited versus Falling Esports. Ryan Noob trying to play that top center for Sniper Rifle, gets taken down. Suspector gets a kill of his own now. We got the newest member on your screen, that sniped down, taking down Kratos. Now spots the player on the grenades, gets some help from his teammate to take him down. Top middle, sneaky player takes him down. That's Carmea.
Carmea, missing an E to his name, but honestly, starting off pretty solid. 2 kills for every 1 life you get, and Carmea is going to have a lot of success here for Falling Esports. They need him to be one of those main slayers for this team. Suspector with the overshield pushes front tower. It gets deleted by the plasma pistol, and all of a sudden, a phenomenal job of Falling Esports to negate that overshield and its impact on the rest of this game.
And then he listened to Snipe Down yesterday in his interview after they took down Cloud9. I couldn't agree more with some of his answers, talking about how this team, they don't try to define their roles, they just do what it takes to win. And that's personally my favorite style of Halo. And Clutch, I think you as well can agree. We kind of both thrived with that style, with that mindset, and now watching these guys go at it just the way we like to see it. Nothing better than that, as Rain on your screen now trying to help his team hold this Oddball.
Well, let's talk about it. When you have defined roles, it's so much more difficult to be efficient, because players are expected to do individual things in order to get the win. when everyone can do everything, it becomes much easier, because if you're in the position to do something that I need you to do, to create space, to push, to take space, to take the objective, you need to be able to do that faster, cleaner, more efficiently. We're not going to overslay a team like eUnited, so Falling Esports needs to be efficient as well, but I mean, that's what eUnited does best, and we'll see if they can keep the slays against the top teams in the world later on in this tournament. But right now, against Falling Esports, seeming to do a good job. 26-0 right now. Falling Esports has had some slays, Faisal, but no objective time as of yet.
Haven't been able to get on the board just yet, but Shauna on your screen, sniper rifle pushing now towards the dummies, over towards the tower. Not going to find any players right in front of him until he gets the back pillars. Teammates does the work for him. Carmeo with a nice double kill, opening the door now for his team to get this play ball. Carmeo once again doing so much damage on the map. Great job out of Carmeo. Nice ricochet is getting some more kills on the board.
This is a big moment for Falling Esports. They have Snipe, they have Overshield, they have Heatwave, got the ball. Now everything checked off the list. Can't quite get it to tower. They need to find a way to take down Suspector. The trade comes through, but you're forced to drop the ball. You're under heavy fire if you're Carmeo. A big kill here to make 2, but unfortunately it's a 2-2 trade. Falling Esports can't use these power-ups, power weapons, and the advantage they need in order to get a setup, and that was something we feared coming into the series.
10 kills already for Carmeo. Big start for him as Ixana on your screen once again. He goes down by sniped out. Suspector gets one as well. 3 dead for Falling. When it rains, it pours. As soon as they were able to get a little bit of score, they were immediately taken down by eUnited. You know, eUnited just wants to get that 4-0 in this pool and move on to the bracket.
Absolutely. It's also, honestly, a nice warm-up for them for the day, too, right? You want to get a series under your belt. You want to get into the swing of things, start walking in, get the communication going. This is a phenomenal opportunity for eUnited. I don't think that they're intimidated by any means from this Falling Esports team, but maybe they should be. A couple of kills going in Falling Esports' way here, but the ball is the objective, and they need to make their way towards that all ball, especially when they can get 3 members of eUnited dead.
Hopping on board now with Rain, holding down the tower. Great position to be in if you want to provide some cover fire for your team. Really be that anchor on the map. Now choosing to move towards the nest, but
14.
His face peeled off. What a snipe there.
14 for Carmeo right now. Absolutely taking over the lobby. I said he needed to slay. Well, this is an overstatement right now. Dominating, almost doubling any member on eUnited's kills. Carmeo giving his team everything to stay in this one, but they still find themselves down 12.
And Carmeo is going to need to keep up that slaying skill throughout this series if he's going to hope that his team can win a game or two, potentially win the whole series. But Wes, I would love to go into a listen-in with this eUnited squad. So let's go ahead and take a listen to their comms.
Okay, elbow me. One take blast down, one check us.
If I weak.
He's us on you, Ryan. Shot him twice. He's dead,
He's dead.
Looking pillars to the bottom.
Pillars weak, Kratos.
Concrete,
Concrete weak. Why want me?
Trying to left you, one Chad.
That's
Nice.
it.
Dummy door, last guy. Or
Yeah,
door.
yeah.
Wow, I
Okay,
can't
okay.
fucking call out. One shot right.
I'm trying to get to you.
Bring it back. He was
Yeah,
up.
give me more.
Can't bring him.
Yeah, I'm trying to get this Heatwave.
I'm going mud.
2 bottom mid, 2 bottom mid. Come here, 1 shot bottom mid on Heatwave. Getting it probably.
Alright, we're gonna play it in 5
He's
seconds.
going dummy door right now. Weak. Dead.
Nice job. Top mid.
Top tower, top tower. Might drop on ball
I
guy.
played it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Top mid. One shot top mid.
Trying to look top mid.
Nice. Jesus fucking Christ, Kratos.
3 on 3.
He's
1 guy
shot.
green.
No, you're good. You're good. Bottom tower, one shot.
And tires on me.
Might be able to get it, eh?
And let's get out of those comms as you hear Ryan Noob dropping a couple words that we don't want to hear on the stream, but you want to hear it if you're his teammate. Ryan Noob getting that slay onto Kratos, letting his teammates know that they are no match for this eUnited team.
Astro listenings, they're great. But in a series this heavily invested in emotions, this personal to some of these players, you're going to hear a little bit of trash talk in there. You're going to hear some bad words on the side of Ryan Noob. Great shots on the side of Ryan Noob there, as we saw on screen. eUnited still with a 26-point lead for now, 50-24. Maybe not the most dominant first round. It does look like with 35 seconds remaining, it's going to be difficult for Falling Esports to close the distance here. And after all the work Carmeo has done, 17 kills to his name. He's 17-7 for God's sake. Has 16 seconds to go with it. Somebody give him a little bit of help, and Falling Esports can potentially continue to compete here. And this is a much closer round one than we thought we were going to see, but still heavily dictated, I would say, by eUnited.
Suspector holding on to that overshield and clicks it in. Great patience out of him, knowing he didn't need to use that power up until he absolutely had to. So that should do it for round number 1. Suspect are opting to leave the ball down, and the timer will go off. Round 1 goes to eUnited.
Round 1 to eUnited. It was a well-balanced affair from their side. You hear, even in their comms, that they were trying to get them going. We're going to jump into an Astro Gaming listen-in with Falling Esports and see what they can do to rebound here.
Watch out cuts, watch out cuts. He cuts the top mid, watch out.
Elbow, 2 shots. Maybe one, maybe one.
I'm pushing elbow.
I can get ball.
Top middle rain. 2 A-backs, 2 A-backs.
Still alive.
Mayback.
Mangler, he's Mangler. It cuts on me, cuts on me.
Watch out cuts.
Shot cuts. Elbow,
Watch
left.
out.
Behind you, pit. Screens.
Another one, dummy ramp, pushing. He's cuts right now in small windows. Cuts in small window.
I'm gonna look small with
He's
taking my
going for him.
shields.
They have a V, they have a V.
Screens.
They have
I'm
a
trying to
V.
help you, Jason.
Let me see, guys.
Screens 1 shot.
Watch out the ball, dead.
I'm going
I'm
mid.
here, Rob, I'm
mid.
here, Rob.
He's sniping cuts. He's sniping
Two there,
cuts.
2 there. Ball's weak.
Dummy ramp.
I killed OV, Another one dummy ramp at
We're
ball.
all here,
That's
we're all here.
Oh,
Pushing
good.
this. Yo, he's elbow.
Push the shit.
It's all you.
Cut
Watch
or
out.
what?
Push
I'm
elbow,
waiting.
push elbow.
Yeah.
Oh my god. See, dice.
He's top tower dead.
3 dead,
Nice
guys.
shot.
Let's
I'm looking over
help
ball.
each other on ball.
Go, I'm watching OV. Go
I'll
get
push
it.
for a ball.
Slide down,
I'll push for a
slide
ball.
down.
There's still 3 dead.
High key.
Yo, he waves on spawn.
2 OV. Dude,
Maybe.
fuck. 2 OV. Go B. Go B quick. There's 2 OV. 2 B.
Slow cuts. I'm looking at plat with you. Same plat. Jump down,
I died. Fuck.
Another one there. Be pillars. He's gonna be pillar door probably.
I spawned.
Great listening there with Falling Esports. Good comms. I like the urgency at times. You know, they started out this round much better than the first round. And looking at the scoreboard clutch, it's pretty even as far as kills on both sides. The difference, obviously, the efficiency out of eUnited. But we're seeing Falling Esports have a bit of a different start here in round 2.
I mean, Falling Esports is out sliding them. Kratos picks up 2 there as you're saying that, and that was 3 down momentarily for eUnited. They still can't find themselves the objective though, right? That's the issue here, and maybe that'll benefit them later on when the game type's not oddball. But this is one of the struggles we talked about coming in, Faisal, was when oddball is one of these game types, you need structure, you need efficiency in order to get the objective done, in order to build those significant leads. Something Falling Esports really hasn't had is an opportunity at a realistic setup.
Yeah, and it's definitely a tall order when you're going up against eUnited. Players like Ryan Noob know how to sniff it out and beat you before your setup even gets started.
Cut it off.
Exactly. So it's really tough to get a lot of consistent time on the board against a team like eUnited, especially playing through the open bracket, going up against some of the lighter competition. Now you're going up against the juggernauts, Snipe Down, Ryan Noob, Rain Suspector, right? So we know what this eUnited team is about. Good kill that, or Ryan Noob. Kratos trades it out, though.
Kratos is able to trade it out, but 1-for-1's not what you want to see, and he gets taken down. 3 go down for Falling Esports. It's a 1v2 situation, and unfortunately, Hayden's going to be forced to wait for his teammates to respawn. One's behind him, but Rona takes down both. It's Snipe Down back tower. That's going to allow eUnited now a setup over at the tower with the oddball, and this is something we haven't seen on the side of Falling Esports, is even an opportunity like this to rack up a significant chunk of time. If eUnited can get 1 round of slays, this lead will all of a sudden jump up to 30 points, jump up to 50 points, and here we go. As the rotation comes through, the slays are coming through as well, and Falling Esports need to figure out a way to cut this oddball similar to what eUnited has been able to do all game.
2 members go down for eUnited. Make that 3rd member was Rain. So only 1 down now as the other 2 have respawned, and that could actually play in eUnited's favor when the spawn starts splitting and you get that, the flank opportunities. It ends up being a blessing in disguise as 2 members fall for Falling Esports, 2 on the side of eUnited. So back and forth, but once again, they need to get points on the board.
Unfortunately, when it rains, it pours. Falling Esports starting to lose the battle over towards where that ball is. Overshield coming up in 10 seconds, and there's only 2 members of Falling Esports here. You see how many members of eUnited are here. All 3 players alive trying to compete, but the Falling Esports do get the close window spawns. So they will have respawners here to potentially assist in this overshield pickup. They're going to need this overshield as a win condition, I would say, but Snipe Down hits the shot, goes for the ninja. He's not pushed, and that overshield's still on the ground, I believe, now in Ryan Noob's back pocket is everything Falling Esports fans did not want to see.
Overshield in the hands of Ryan Noob. Heatwave and oddball doing it. Oh, that's Ryan Noob for you.
Yeah.
Nice, easy kill on this player front tower. Takes him down, looking for the double, maybe a triple, but no. Gets 1 and gets taken down.
Not the cleanest shots from Ryan Noob there, but still time to warm up. You have to think that they're using this as a series to warm up. here. They have a long day ahead of them, headed towards the winner's bracket if they can win this series, and you know that's the plan for this eUnited roster. Continuing to slay out, continuing to catch up in the kills now, but Carmea continuing his pace as well. 27, 11, and 16 against a team like eUnited is a very big statement, but unfortunately, just nothing to make this game any closer. They do currently have ball in hand, but they're going to need a round of slays, and every single time I feel like we're in this position, it's eUnited coming out on top.
4 down for Falling Esports, and that may be the nail in the coffin in game number 1. Still an opportunity for Falling Esports to make a push or two, but 4 down when you're with the lead like this in the setup in the hands of eUnited, that's tough.
Yeah, I mean, like, this setup is just so much stronger. You can see how it's structurally positioned to where the ball's back tower. You got pressure on the respawners of Falling Esports. They're trying to find the opening, but such a disadvantageous position here, Faisal, from the pillars. It's so difficult to try and even manifest kills, let alone trade efficiently. It is going to be a one-on-one, but that's always going to benefit the team with the oddball. And Ryan Noob doing what Ryan Noob best, reads the situation, rotates perfectly.
Heat wave in the hands of Ryan Noob. Throwing the ball, just playing patient, knowing that time is in his favor. Now he's got the sniper rifle. Nice no-scope there. Body cleanup on Kratos. Rain gets a kill of his own. So 2 members on each side down for a moment. Now overshield as well. Back-to-back overshields for Ryan Noob.
Let's see what I can almost guarantee you he does not have the ball. And his intentions right here. He wants to slay. Let's see what Ryan Noob can give us here. Is it a clip? The potential's there. It's just an assist to start it off. The ball does reset to bottom middle, and as Ryan Noob tries to position himself with snipe, nobody yet finding himself in the way, but here comes Ryan Noob making his way bottom middle. It's chaotic. He chooses to use the BR, and that's what Ryan Noob does best.
Definitely is a shot hitter with his battle rifle since back in the Halo 3 days. A really good noob. If you know, you know. And he goes down, snipe down on your screen. Hative now only 1 second, and that'll do it for game number 1. eUnited with a comfortable win.
Comfortable, but there's got to be something to say about Carmea's performance that game. Being able to slay like that against one of the top teams, a player to watch like we called out before the series started. Gonna be the main slayer for this Falling Esports team, and did his job. He main slayed, even had, I think, the most objective. I didn't get to see how the time ended up there in the second round, but I mean, he had the most in the first round, most kills in the game. Carmea doing it all, and maybe, just maybe, that storyline can transition into game 2 where the kills actually will matter most.
Yeah, I was thinking that towards the end of that second round that you can't be feeling too bad if you are on the Falling Esports side. You not only held up your side of the bargain for slays, you actually outslayed eUnited, and we knew objective efficiency is one of the strong suits of a Ryan Noob and Rain team, so it's going to be tough to really steal that game 1, but going into a game 2 Slayer, you really have to punch your ticket and at least get 1 win on the board in this series. Otherwise, we could be looking at a 3-0 sweep.
And the mindset here, as we take a look at the stats for Falling Esports, should be every best of 5 has 2 Slayers, 3 objectives. If we can just win one of the objectives, win both the Slayers, we can win this series, guys. With Carmea slaying like that, 2 Slayers are very doable. Can you get it done in the objective is a question that we're going to have answered here as we go throughout this series. But, I mean, we've talked about it. 29, 20, and 13, a phenomenal slaying performance from Carmea. But on the other side, everybody does their part, but it's really that objective efficiency that separated the 2 teams.
Definitely could not agree more, Clutch. And actually, looking at the stats, Snipedown, the only member of eUnited going positive in that game no 1, dropping a +6. So really doing what he needs to do. And it's interesting going back to what we were talking about earlier in that interview after that Cloud9 series. It's interesting hearing Snipedown say, I like that we don't have roles, because he's always been notorious for being that sniper.
Selfish in a sense.
Or just being that main slayer, you know? And now for him to be on a team like this where he can really just play his game, and naturally that ends up being getting kills, right? So we see him do his job right there, and it helps his team secure game number 1.
Aquarius Slayer is the name of the game for game 2 in this series. eUnited looking to take a 2-0 lead, and when they see Aquarius Slayer, they start chomping at the bits, because this eUnited team is so efficient with scavenging on this map specifically. They love the cycling of the dynamo grenades, the heat wave use, and of course those thrusts in front of both the bases. So pay attention to how often these players are timing these things just as they are coming up. eUnited, one of the best teams in the world at making sure they are in position to collect these power upgrades as soon as they come up, and putting them to use is just as easy as collecting them once you have it.
You got the dynamo grenades, you got the thrust, you got the camo, you got the heat wave. You have a lot of options at your disposal, and if you're Falling Esports, you need to take advantage of them as we hop into game number 2 with the Rain from eUnited.
Rain, he's so cold. I love his point of view. He was on fire yesterday.
Ooh.
Perfect shots
Wow.
with the commando, and as I say it, if this kid can consistently play at the level he was yesterday all week long, this is going to be one hell of a tournament for eUnited fans. They're going to enjoy this show. Rain making it look easy with the commando early on.
A very underrated player in the HCS. Getting second place, of course, eUnited in the Raleigh kickoff. We know what this roster can do. Very new now with this addition of Snipedown. I don't think anyone saw that coming on this eUnited roster, but so far, so good as we're on board with Snipedown. 5-1, comfortable lead for the boys on eUnited. Heat wave in the hands of Snipedown.
They got map control as well. Look at this push. Trying to break down, clearing their corners, making sure nobody's hiding in the pink side. And now here comes Snipedown with the push. Leading the charge with heat wave. Misses one of the shots, but the job gets done as well and able to trade out a kill in the meantime. So it's a double kill for Snipedown on the other side of the map. He's lost 2 teammates, so a great job by Falling Esports to respond to the map control that eUnited have. Although they can't take down Snipedown, they're able to at least trade kills out elsewhere.
4-0 for Snipedown. Great start. Heatwave still in his hands. Will he be able to get these kills? No, he does not, as Hative is in a very fortunate position to catch him while he's lacking. Rain with some amazing shots across the map. Hative doesn't know what took him down, I'd imagine. Ryan Dubin Rain getting a couple more kills, but to your point, Clutch, Falling Esports doing a good job just staying in striking distance, not letting it get too far too quick, but it is a 5-kill deficit.
Rain 5-0-1, not missing shots, and you know that difference when you get to land and all of a sudden you feel like you're dying a little bit faster. You feel like you maybe got away every single time when you were scrimming, when you were practicing. Rain showing Ikshana there that, hey, welcome to land, bud. My shots to register and I don't miss. Rain pushing, putting some shots with the heat wave in, getting another kill. 6-0-1 now, really starting to take over.
Heat wave out. Will he be able to get the trade? No. Hative shuts
shot.
that down. Good job out of him. 2 members fall for eUnited, and that camouflage has spawned as Kratos trying to slide his way in. Unfortunately goes down. Not sure if he was able to burn the camo. I don't believe he was. So his teammate Hative does pick up the camouflage. If we can hop on over with him when we get a chance, Hative's going to have that camo. Let's see what he can do.
Massive opportunity for Hative to keep his team in the game. Unfortunately, Carmea just ninja sniped down. Not quite sure if it was a legit one, but we're going to give it to him, as it wasn't on his point of view. Snipedown got ninja'd. Good things happening now with camouflage in hand. You're able to get some map control. You got dynamo grenades in your back pocket, as well as the thrust. Everything you could ask for Hative right now. Let's see what he does.
Nice play out of Hative. Gets a fortunate double kill. Still has the thrust, still has the dynamo, and has great positioning top, middle. Great plays out of Hative all around.
Can't quite find the last 2 members. That's a great job by eUnited to have their last 2 players stay alive. Hative tries to push in, gets a lot of damage with that dynamo grenade. Let's see if they can capitalize on it, though. That's the big question, because these players, they need to go down. The nades somehow benefit Carmea throughout the chaos. He eventually gets down. But I'd say that was a successful camo play and control of the map so far for Falling Esports to get back into this one. Now only down 2 kills, Faisal.
Yeah, they're doing a good job working together. Falling Esports really, you know, if, for example, we saw that dynamo grenade take 2 players of eUnited down to 1 shot, and the Falling Esports members able to clean up the kill. So I like what I'm seeing out of Falling Esports. They're able to work together so far in the first half of this game number 2. Now on Carmea on your screen, unfortunately runs into a Ryan who catches him off guard.
Hative, he's got 9 to his name, 9-2-5, having a great start to this second game, giving Carmea a little bit of assistance in the slaying category so far, and that's gonna make Falling Esports' opportunity here in game 2 much better. But here comes Snipedown getting away with the camo, and now with Snipedown with this camouflage, could be everything eUnited need to extend this lead significantly, already up to 5 since he's acquired. I
could not agree more, Clutch. This is a very scary position if you're Falling Esports. We talk about it all the time. There's like pivotal moments in every game. There's swing moments, and I feel like what we just watched is what it was. Top, middle, eUnited cleared up all of Falling Esports at the wrong time for them. They were able to pick up camo. Snipedown now just running around freely. 7-kill lead, make that 8 kills, and it looks like the train is just getting started as Snipedown is hitting his shots, and Falling Esports is in trouble.
And they've done such a good job up until this point to weather the storm, to push off the stampede of eUnited, the control of eUnited. They've been able to balance it very well, trading back and forth in maybe disfavorable positions. But at this moment in time, the defense is broken. It's a bend, don't break mentality, but the second you break the map control, it's all eUnited. They give up a full set of slays, the lead up to 8.
We're talking about Ryan, a snipe down and Rain the way they started off the game, but out of nowhere, Ryan Noob has 11 kills on the board, so big plays out of Ryan Noob. Haven't had a chance to watch his POV too much this game, so happy we're on board with him as playing it slow, sees all of his teammates are on this blue side of the map, and just gonna slowly make his way bottom middle, trying to work with snipe down and his other teammate on the side, knowing he has an opportunity to push and at least do damage. That's not a bad play. Even though he goes down, he allows his team to get into the base. Unfortunately for snipe down, it's a little bit delayed, but still they're able to get behind enemy lines and make a flank happen.
It was a great rotation from Falling Esports. They had to get out of this closet. They were able to make their way across Dynamos, get to the other side, create some space for themselves. But unfortunately, one straggler in Carmea, he gets taken down. And all the information back to eUnited. So eUnited continuously being the aggressor in these situations. It's so difficult to play defensively and trade efficiently in Halo Faisal. You know that as well as anyone. And this is just such a difficult position for Falling Esports. You don't see much aggressiveness out of them, and rightfully so. They don't have much power right now, much space to do so, and they're not able to create space. And this is one of the most difficult things in Halo to watch. When a team cannot create space, the league starts to grow.
I will say the heat wave has made such a big impact in this game. It seems like it's been controlled by the side of eUnited throughout. And ever since that snipe down camo top mid, it's just been full momentum in the hands of eUnited. And unfortunately for Falling Esports, they have not been able to rebound just yet in this game too.
Multiple players frying like chickens in the corner of Aquarius here. The Dynamo grenade worth its money and gold. Suspector, with all the information, knows that there's a last player here. Ryan who cleans it up. Suspector able to stay alive. And eUnited's teamwork starting to really showcase itself here towards the late game. 42-27, everybody's staying alive. So all of a sudden, the trades that Falling Esports were starting to get, were able to get at the start of the game. No longer the case. eUnited playing almost perfect Halo at this point.
43-27 as snipe down, and the boys on eUnited feeling great, playing great. 45-26, a couple more kills to go, and a 2-0 series lead will put them in a great position to go undefeated in their pool. Of course, still one more win to go after this, so we'll see if Falling Esports can breathe, can get some more life. Maybe they could win a game 3, but the way it's going right now, Clutch, it is not looking good.
Not looking good, and it's just a dominant performance, spectacular on the side of eUnited. 50-29. Falling Esports can't quite get the 30 they need in order to avoid the stake. And any questions of eUnited's consistency, any thought that they might start today off slow, well, Falling Esports will be telling you that that's not the case at all after this series is said and done.
Yeah, and it's crazy how, you know, we talk about, again, these swing moments, these really pivotal moments in the game, and we called it when we saw it, that camo play. Even before Snipe Down got the camo, it was the way and the timing, unfortunately, for Falling Esports, where they fell just as eUnited was kind of getting top middle, and all 4 members go down. Snipe Down picks up camo, all the Falling spawns at the base, and it's just, at that point, it was a snowball effect.
I mean, Snipe Down didn't really have to do anything with that camouflage in the first place, right? By the time he got to a place where he was going to get some kills, they all just fell down. It was eUnited getting full map control, everything they wanted, and how they could execute from that position. Something eUnited do best, right? When they have all 4 down and they understand exactly where you're spawning up, they're going to be able to have success in those moments. The big question for me about this eUnited roster is how often will they find themselves in those positions against the likes of Sentinels and Optic Gaming later on this tournament. If they can get 4 down on Optic Gaming and get to where they want to be on the map, I have no doubt eUnited can take advantage of those opportunities. They've showed you just a little bit, a snippet here against Falling Esports, that that's what's in store for other teams if they allow that to happen.
And we saw them yesterday do it against Cloud9. I know lately it's been, you know, all about the FaZe and Sentinels and Optic, and deservingly so.
No pushover.
They are no pushover by any means, and we saw eUnited not just beat them, but beat them 3-1. And to your point, Clutch, they were a big part of that was the fact that this team is so good at capitalizing on their advantages, right? That's what makes them so dangerous. Is they know, and I think a lot of it is Ryan, who he understands when the other team is at a disadvantage and pushes it and presses it, and that makes such a big difference at the high level.
Exactly, and one of the big things, the question marks for me about eUnited is, can they withstand some of the pressure that teams are going to have against them? Can they create space and find opportunities in the disadvantageous positions? Because so many good teams, you see it all the time, trip caps and strongholds in games at the highest level, because those guys, when they get that level of control of the map, the game tends to end quickly for the other team, and it's very difficult to get out of. eUnited are very capable of like perfecting that strategy, and when given the opportunity, they can take advantage of it. But we'll see if they can deal with adversity a little bit later on in the tournament. Falling Esports not really able to create that opportunity for themselves, so eUnited hasn't had to withstand any of that kind of storm yet.
Starting things off with Karmea and the boys on Falling Esports. Nice job picking up a double kill, shock rifle in his hand as well, and the grapple. So good job getting this top red, getting this hallway coverage, and allowing his team to get the bottom middle hill.
What sense is this kid on?
Looking a little
Looks quick.
A little twitchy.
Snappy. Look at this. Looks like it's mouse and keyboard. It's not, but it looks like it.
Oh, Karmea with the headshot on Snipe Down. A little bit of a taste of your own medicine. Karmea now trying to get the kill. Oh, some teabags coming out of Ryan Noob. The trash talk. I like it.
You know, Suspector coming into this series, you're playing your old duo Kratos, longtime best friends up until the point where they stop teaming. A little bit of drama on Twitter unfolds, and this series becomes a lot more personal for everyone on both sides, because if you team with one of those guys, you know how it is, Faisal. When you team with someone and they got dropped from a team and all of a sudden you're playing them, you want to beat that team for that teammate of yours. It elevates your mentality and the willpower you have going into this. It makes it much more interesting. Ryan New clearly bringing his A game to this series, maybe not needing to do so, but maybe wanted to do so to help Suspector out, to give him that extra boost going forward in this tournament.
Rain and Suspector working together. A couple members are falling on the other side of this engagement. That's Kratos. He goes down though. Good job, Ryan, who comes out of nowhere to provide some more support for this Suspector and Rain engagement. And Rain able to sneak out of there, get a kill of his own, trying to play bottom middle. I love the decision making out of Rain, the patience, and now he's rewarded with the camo.
Can he get away? Can he get away? Yes. Makes his way into the tunnel, picks up a repulsor for his ability to stay alive. More importantly though, staying alive with the camo. But I mean, look how well eUnited's teamwork is starting to really showcase itself throughout this series. In game 2, it started to heat up. We've seen Rain multiple times get to know shields, reach out when his shields come back. Perfect bait and switches from everybody on eUnited. A great job of getting a few kills here momentarily for Falling Esports, but so difficult to try and play against a team with such great teamwork. And you can really feel eUnited getting into their groove.
Rain gets a no-scope by Karmea, top long haul. Great play out of Karmea, holding down the fort, and his team's gonna need all the slaying that we saw in game 1 to come out here in game number 3. Grapple in his hands as well. Nice body shot on the Snipe Down, looking for another body shot, not able to connect, and he may have to pay for it with his life. Able to sneak away though.
Is able to stay alive. He's got 2 members down on respawn right now. Chooses to try and take the shot on the player jumping up top glass, and unfortunately that's a very difficult shot for Karmea, but snaps onto a player bottom middle. Can't find the headshot either, and Karmea so close to so many kills right there. And I mean, this screen is fun to watch with how active he is and how aggressive he is. The individual skill is clearly there. Karmea will be a player to watch in the future, and just given the opportunity here in the game, you have to think we need more shock rifle opportunities for Karmea if Falling Esports want to push this to a game 4.
Nice no-scope trade there for Suspector, and first point will be in the favor of eUnited, as guess who's got the shock rifle? It's Snipe Down.
What do you have in store for us? Karmea is going to push him. You know he wants that shock rifle in the back of his pocket. Snipe Down though wisely stays alive, and his teamwork once again reigning supreme here as the hill does move to long haul. Camo respawn. Snipe Down finding himself the camouflage and the shock rifle now. Does a good job to pick that repulsor back up as well, and the headshot can't come through, but Snipe Down creating a lot of chaos, and eUnited getting the better of the slays once again.
Great plays out of Snipe Down there.
Yeah.
Repulses his way up, comes back down, cleans up his kill from earlier, finds another one shot. Just a bunch of good plays. Snipe down, no stranger to the big moment as he still has camouflage in his hands. Shock rifle, fortunately for Falling Esports, is out of ammo, but Snipe down still has a camo. He has a grapple as well, so keep that in mind.
I will say I'm not a fan of everyone on eUnited's positioning right now. Throughout that entire process, nobody was in the hill. Nobody was even towards the hill to where Falling Esports, even though they got slayed right there by eUnited, they actually spawned closer to the hill than where eUnited was because of the poor positioning from eUnited. You can tell the objective efficiency might not be the end goal here as you're up 2-0 in the series in such a personal battle. You kind of want to start to build some stats, build your ego up a little bit. And I think that's what we're seeing here out of eUnited, a triple kill on screen from Rain before he's taken down. So no overkill, but 3 kills to 1 as the stats continue to pile and on pour the eUnited members.
Maybe eUnited wants to make a point after game 1. Even though they won, they got outslayed. And now in game number 3,
there's no.
He flies him off the map and Suspector goes down. Unfortunately for him, Hative now on your screen. Gets a kill onto Rhino, but Snipe Down does have that shock rifle again. Almost gets the double kill.
2 players alive. Falling Esports both need to play their lives, but I mean, with all the slays that have happened in this second hill, not significant time for either team. So Falling Esports can't find a way to get into that hill and stay alive. eUnited haven't really tried to get into the hill very often, it seems, and this is a massive push now for Falling Esports. This game still very contestable. You were only down 1 point. If you can lock down a setup here in long haul, it'd be massive, but unfortunately Kratos loses all of his teammates, needs to find a kill, gets one, but there's just too many players to deal with, and eUnited continuing to be the favorable team as far as the slays are concerned here on Recharge. Another camo for Snipe Down as well, so the power continuously just in the hands of eUnited, and that does not bode well for Falling Esports' opportunity here.
Back-to-back camouflages for Snipe Down spots. A player trying to be sneaky, that's Carmea. He goes down. A couple of Falling Esports members make that all 3 of them in this long haul, trying desperately to keep their hopes alive in this series as only 35 more seconds on the game clock. Double kill for Snipe Down, making plays.
Look, they don't even want the hill. They're purposely getting out of it. At this point, they're playing time. There's 27 seconds left, and we're on the second hill. This is absurd. eUnited, I know they like to play time. I know they like to try and manipulate the objective and find different win conditions for themselves. But this one, this is absurd. This is almost just disrespectful at this point. 1-0 will probably be the ending score line if eUnited are able to get killed. Suspector with the triple in the feed, and it's up to Hative to try and make a play. He's bottom middle. He's not long with for this world. It's a full 4 down for Falling Esports coming off spawn. 3 of them spawn glass, and they need to get into the hill because 5 seconds is the only thing remaining for their series score.
There you see Suspector adding some salt to the wound. And there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Actually, 1 more second. Looks like
we'll get them. They're stopping. This is such bad manners.
I see. There it is, though. 3-0 as eUnited with a clean sweep on to Falling, and Suspector must be feeling good about that one.
You know they're playing over on the feature station. You think that they were like standing in the hill, standing up, staring at them like, you want us to end it?
I wish we had the screens here so we could see the player cams.
Are you done yet?
To see what went down. But of course, Suspector on a really solid roster here with the likes of Snipe Down, Rhino, and Rain, of course, earning his spot. Very valuable member of this team, and we saw it there. Big triple kill at the end for Suspector, able to even get that 4th kill before their team ultimately ends the series in a 3-0 sweep. And eUnited comes out of the pool undefeated. I don't think many people would have predicted that going into it with Cloud9 in their pool.
They were at least second in all of our books, I'm pretty sure, but that Cloud9 series, I expected to go towards Cloud9, but eUnited has proved us wrong yesterday. They look phenomenal. They look great in this series, 2-0, 50-29, and of course, just about as dominant as a 1-0 you can get in King of the Hill. They played with their food a little bit with Falling Esports, and Falling Esports players have a lot of skill. So when eUnited are that good to where they get to play with their food a little bit against a team like Falling, that shows you how confident they are going into bracket play later on.